VST plugins have become an essential part of the mixing process, and they have greatly influenced the sound of modern music. As a result, they are extremely important. These plugins, like the good hardware gear they frequently emulate, will help you in achieving the best mix of sound and tone quality. Finding the best VST Effects plugins for your next project can be difficult with such a large selection available on the market. While many plugins aim to emulate and capture the sound of vintage hardwares, others use computer technology to completely recreate what is possible in sound processing and music production. In this video, I'll show you some classics and a couple of plugins with futuristic concepts. But before we get into things, let's get a few plugs out of the way. Your support is greatly needed to help this channel grow. One of the ways you can support is by hitting that like button and sharing my videos on other social media platforms. Also, affiliate links to the plugins I'll be showing you are provided in the video description. As an affiliate, I get a small percentage that is reinvested into making better videos for this channel. Now, let's take a look at the first plugin. BLYSS by the House of Kush is a mastering style EQ with 6 stages of boutique saturation and a finishing compressor. While it can be at the end of your mixing chain, this is far more than a last-minute trick. The plugin has its own vibe. It has something to do with the multiple cascading saturations and the simplest of EQ interfaces that bring things to life in unexpected ways. This is old school sweetening, where you bring out the old effect boxes to breathe out new life into your project. It's not complicated, it's thoughtful and designed to work as a whole to bring the most vibrant colors and elegance to your mix. The EQ section deals with stray harmonics, but the real attraction is found in the saturation section, which combines modeled input, output, and interstage transformers with 3 discrete op-amp stages into a single knob that feeds into a mastering class compressor. The Mixedland rubber band compressor is a bit strange, but for anyone who has struggled with traditional compression, this could be a total revelation. Instead of traditional threshold and ratio knobs, the rubber band compressor employs a band of rubber. The idea is to model that behavior of a VCA-controlled audio compressor using tension and snap features. Based on the tension, timing, and severity, it simulates the physical response of pushing the audio and then snapping back aggressively. It's quite enthralling. The interface is simple yet effective, and the effect gives your audio organic flexibility and a sweet bottom end. And you've got to love seeing that rubber band bounce around in response to your settings. To round things out, there's some crunch, tilt EQ, and some drive. Minimal Audio Rift is fascinating, expansive, and blisteringly powerful in its ability to destroy your audio indefinitely. The unevenly white interface pauses and modulates, giving the impression of a new type of distortion. You can bring harmonics to life, push wave shapes into positive and negative fields, modulate feedback, and tune it to the exact kind of overdrive you want. It features a huge preset library of crunch and crushing effects that you can intelligently randomize for endless possibilities. It has several processing sections, starting with drive and progressing to distortion, before sculpting the physical modeled feedback circuit and finishing with modulation effects and filter. You can alter pitches with the system, transforming the effects into their own sounds while pumping in impossibly shaped sequences of assignable modulations. Rift is a work of audio processing art, whereas distortions are typically a one-knob deal. The Chor X 2.0 features 4 different types of vintage chorus, as well as a versatile bucket brigade delay emulation and a stereo dynamic spatializer for modulating your synths. The 4 chorus emulations are named Synthex, C880s, DIM-D, and VP330 and are derived from classic sources. The interface is stunningly clear, rewarding you with few controls and an instant hit of chorus that wobbles you into heaven. It's a pleasure to use. The stereo spatializer pushes the sound into all sorts of interesting places, widening and expanding the field, and the BBD delay is as crunchy as you need it to be. If you want to get into a more creative mode and start controlling what's going on within the circuit models, advanced controls are available. However, the main interface will most likely be sufficient. Ultravox is probably the simplest and most direct effects plugin on this list. Drop it onto a vocal track and use the 4 interconnected algorithms to compress, gate, harmonize, and add space to your sound with the drag of a slider. The interface is very groovy, with a slowly rotating display of the vocal track's dynamic content. Then, in each corner, there is a slider for the 4 aforementioned algorithms. Pull in the compression a little to bring the dynamics together. Add some gate to remove breath. Turn up the harmonics to add warmth and color, and add some hair for brightness. Ultravox adds instant satisfaction to vocal tracks with a single interface and no fuse. WA Productions Multiblender begins as a vintage-style tape delay and quickly descends into insanity with multi-band processing, crushing, and detuning effects. Multiblender divides your signal into 3 frequency bands, which are displayed in the rather attractive display. Each band has its own set of controls, allowing you to add delays to the high frequencies, mid-tones, and bass. Depending on what you're trying to accomplish, they can all be in sync or all over the place. The bizarre split delay is only the beginning, as each band is individually pumped through a set of free effects. Because of this, you can add saturation to the bass, beat crushing to the hi-hats, and detune the mids into gooey modulations or rearrange them in any order. This distortion from a parallel universe is both dark and desperately brilliant in all the right ways. It infuses your audio with life and death through simple modes and one-of-a-kind extremes. The DST plugin by Matt Nash has 3 modes of distortion, each bringing different characters and tones to shape your ideas and formulate your directions. You can add them in 4 bands to precisely craft where you want the most processing to occur. The interface is beautiful in the darkest way possible, and it somehow pushes itself out of the screen and engages all of your senses. Thanks for watching this video. Once again, like this video and share on other social media platforms. Remember, the download links to all these plugins are available in the video description. I'll see you in the next one.